tale of the tape. A lot of similarities between these two fighters, both in their early 20s, both from Mexico. The biggest difference is Jose Borrego, the impressive record. The 21-year-old southpaw hoping to continue his 12-fight knockout streak in wins. Right now, our ring announcer, Ray Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Armory here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. As we have prelim action here on FS2, we begin the evening 10 rounds in the welterweight division, sponsored by MGM Resorts and Brooklyn Boxing. Your three judges scoring this contest will be Mike Fitzgerald, Jerome Jakubko, and Patrick Morley. And the referee in charge when the bell sounds is Mark Nelson. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he comes in wearing the blue shirt with the gold, weighing officially at 143 pounds. His record for 12 wins, 9 losses, 2 bouts, even half a dozen victories coming by way of knockouts. Fighting out of Ensenada, Mexico. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Hector Ambriz. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. He comes in wearing the colors of Mexico, white, red, and green, weighing in officially at already 145 pounds. His record stands at 14 wins, 13 of those coming by way of KO against 2 losses. Desde Aguascalientes, Mexico. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, presentando Jose Miguel Borrego.
Gentlemen, you had your instructions earlier. You know what I expect. A good, clean fight. Obey my commands and protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck.
Borrego won his first 13 matches, 12 by knockout, but has dropped 2 of the last 3. This fight replaces the one he had with Jerry Thomas scheduled that was scheduled for late March that did not happen. Meanwhile, Hector Ambriz fighting tonight to try and record his first win since 2017.
Okay.
Scheduled for 10, and here we go. Closed captioning available for tonight's telecast. And if you'd like to hear the broadcast in Spanish, click over to our simulcast on Fox Deportes. Jamal Charlo, Ray, Boom Boom Mancini, Chris Myers, and you, Marcos Villegas, sitting ringside, our unofficial scorer, to help keep an eye on this one. Now, we heard of Borrego described as a southpaw who sometimes has to switch hit or likes to.
Well, you see what he's in the orthodox stance right now, so we'll see. We'll see as the fight goes. If he switches, then he might be stronger.
Does that throw a disadvantage toward your opponent if you're just not sure whether you have to see how effective he is?
Because I believe that fighters should stick with what they are.
Works best.
Guys who switch, like a guy like Terrence Crawford, well, that's just part of his natural style. For the other guys, when they switch, it's because they don't know what they want to be or what they want to do. It doesn't confuse anybody but themselves.
Borrego coming off the 10-round mixed decision loss to Cameron Trail. That was in Las Vegas in September, so over 200 days. His only other loss, a 10-round unanimous decision to Juan Hernández back in August of 2017. It was also in Vegas. So really, if he's not fighting in Vegas, he's undefeated at 14-0.
Chris, one thing I noticed with Jamal, tell me if you've seen it. Underneath Borrego's eyes, they're already swollen up underneath it.
Yeah, I do notice that he has a little swelling or his maybe is natural.
Could be.
It didn't look like he got hit at all.
Or in the gym. We're talking about
sparring. Maybe he didn't sleep well.
Or didn't sleep well. Just get a slight lack of sleep.
I mean, we have makeup on. He doesn't have. You wouldn't put that on if you're going in the ring.
Not tonight. I like to see Borrego go to the body.
Ambriz, a top go of it lately, 0-5-1 his last 6 fights. All have come since the start of 2018.
Ambriz started the fight off on his bike, and now he's in the ring.
Expound on what you mean by on his bike.
And he's using his legs and he's using his agility now, and now he's coming straight forward.
A lot of movement, Chris, you know. A lot of movement, but like Jamal said, now he's sitting down in his punches.
Coming up on 20 seconds in the opening round of our first prelim from the hot happening place, the Armory. They've want Minneapolis to be known more for its boxing, and they certainly have had some fights here in good crowds. And a local product in the main event later on FS1.
Time.
In the corner of Hector Ambriz and the student, that's with the L Estudiante as he was introduced. Let's check in with Jordan Harding.
Chris, thank you. Hector Estudiante Ambriz got his renamed the student in high school because he would leave training to go to class. And get this, guys, now he's studying law in Mexico. But his opponent, Borrego, is looking to teach Ambriz a lesson in the sweet science. Chris?
And thank you. Despite a streak of 6 fights without a win, he's only been KO'd once over that stretch. So showing some toughness. And we'll see
there's a little bit of respect in the beginning from both two touching gloves, giving each other, you know, honest amount of respect.
Yeah, that's right. You know, I don't know about you. I'm not a big fan of that. Maybe, no, look, you do that before you know each other at the weigh-in, you know each other before the fight, but, you know, when you're face to face. But when you go back to the corner, the bell rings, I'm going right at you. I ain't touching nobody's glove. Only time I touch my glove when I rip your body or with that shot to your head.
Then you get some fighters who fake the touch.
That's right.
And try to get a lucky punch.
That's right.
The movement continues from Ambriz in the blue, who said he was comfortable fighting a southpaw. Had an intense camp where he worked against a number, sparred against a number of lefties.
Ambriz is using some real nice power punches down the guard.
Nice exchange. Ambriz, who doesn't attach Suarez to his name, loves the uppercut, right or left. And his idol, Manny Pacquiao.
Well, if Manny's his idol, then he should try to emulate his idol a little bit more by throwing more punches, because he's staying there waiting too long. He throws good punches, he's got pretty quick hands, but he's waiting too long to throw his punches. They're standing in front of each other, and as we say in the game, they're posing in front of each other.
Borrego with a right to the body. Captain lands.
He's just not punching.
Yeah, extra motive.
Keep him out.
Borrego.
Keep the punches up.
Leave an outcome to the judges again, as he said. Tries an uppercut.
He's putting pressure down.
Two good hooks on Jamal's side. He started two good hooks. He started with a shot to the body and two good hooks. One to the body, one to the head. He rocked them both times.
Then we see Ambriz get right back on his bike and start boxing again. He feels the power of Borrego.
Moves off the ropes, does Ambriz. Borrego sizing him up. Left to the head. Sets up the left. The right
One thing I noticed, Chris, is both guys got their chin in the air. You know, they got their chin in the air, even if they get hit with a jab or head to step back. To the judges, it looks like, you know, more punches are harder than they are.
15 seconds here. And counting under the closeout. Round 2. Ambriz misses. Jose Miguel Borrego, the lefty, trying to get that left to land, and does
Borrego.
to the head of Ambriz.
Vamos a ir como un león, vamos para adelante. Ya este tipo no tiene que estar ahí contigo, ¿right? ¿Estás de acuerdo, Miguel? All right, champ.
Professional fight.
All right?
We'll get an official or unofficial scoring, but at least in the early rounds here, they've set the pace and would have the advantage over Ambriz. Round 3, here we go.
I'm familiar with Borrego's corner with Martin Nelson, but I know there's a lot of both trainers are talking to him at the same time, so he's taking instructions from both guys.
How much do you hear, Jamal, when you get people yelling? I mean, obviously you're clued into somebody, but when two people are talking, what do you choose who you can hear?
I mean, we you're pretty locked in. You're trying to get the best information. So, you know, it's hard to just like hear everyone, but you get the right stuff in.
Well, you know as well as I do, there's supposed to be one guy at the top at a time. Right? That's what the corners get all screwed up. One guy at a time. The lead trainer should be talking. Other people could say something, but it's the lead trainer that should be, focused in.
And it looks like, Ray, too, that you just, most of the time, the fighter just needs a break there, catches breath, relax a little bit because he knows what he's going to do when he gets back in. It's pretty obvious most of the time, right?
Well, usually. But look, that's what the great trainers. They talk to you in a very calm voice. While you're breathing, they're calming you down. You know, it's all part of it. So they're getting the right information to you in a short amount of time.
So if you're in Borrego's corner and you set the pace early, what are you telling him? Just keep it up? I mean, the guy was keeping up.
Don't tell Borrego to stay on him. Every time you put pressure on him, he's, getting weary. So maybe we better put on the gas later.
Exactly. That's it. Keep that pressure up. Keep coming forward. Back in this game. Banging that body. Because if you look, and Breeze, look, sometimes it's an illusion, but his body doesn't look like it's the best in shape. So I'd be attacking that body all day long. But the reason why I said it could be an illusion, a lot of guys ain't the most best-built guys, and they take good shots, you know what I mean?
It just looks like Ambriz hasn't had much on offense yet, hasn't been able to land anything. Oh, there's a left that stings a little bit.
You see Ambriz come right back. He's in his game.
Yeah, he does not look tired. It looks like he's not using up a lot of energy because he's moving a lot, as you pointed out earlier.
But I'm liking the balance from Borrego. You have great balance, and you can see that's kind of where he generates his power from.
Borrego living by the knockout with 13, as we said.
Now he's just started going to the body this round one. That's what's going to take the legs away from that Breeze. Keep banging that body, and then double hook to the head.
Looked like Ambriz man snuck a left in there on the side of the head of Borrego. Not great impact.
Yeah, Ambriz is one that likes that hook. It's kind of high in the head.
Really haven't seen a punch that has been impactful. Backed him up a little bit. Ambriz regains balance.
Time.
Live here. Let's listen into the corner of Borrego.
Estamos operando. Vamos.
Let's keep throwing. Okay.
All right.
Maintain the stability that you have so far.
Our interpreter giving the Jesus. Three of Borrego's 13 knockouts have come in the second half of the fight. So usually, if he's going to level somebody, he does it early. This is 4, scheduled for 10.
I would like to see him change gears now. Try to go for it.
I always say fighters got to go with the chance speed. And right now, after 3 minutes to figure this guy out, this guy's not the biggest puncher. Come through, walk him down, walk through.
One of the things Borrego said he worked on his camp in this fight, getting back to basics, making sure that his fundamentals were solid.
And you can see it. You can see that he's been focusing on it because his balance is really good.
Just stick with what you are, man. Just stick with because he's doing good at this. He's doing good.
Stop! Watch your heads. Watch your heads. You okay? Let me see. You okay?
Mark Nelson.
Watch your heads, guys.
Heard referee, our referee pointing out, watch the head
I noticed when Ambriz throws shots at Borrego, he raises my shot a little bit so it gives him a chance.
Borrego landing a punch to the head. Another inside. A body shot by Borrego. Still dancing around his Ambriz. But has not been able to land a solid punch on Borrego.
See, most guys come in and they straight out instead of staying there. Stay the force, step to the side, move around you guys. Move back.
both right now trying to get closer. We just got to see one of them has to change gears, and I'm thinking Borrego is on the way to change the gears now.
Under 40 seconds in round 4. And Borrego in control of this fight in the white trunks. Trying to get his 15th professional win.
Chris, I'm sure he's doing this thing too. As close as his hands are down. You can drop your hands from far away. As you get closer, your hands should come down. His hands down, and he's in range for that right hand.
He does not fear Ambriz at all. He's going to fear. He's a big punch. As he tries to get inside.
Time!
After 4 rounds, Borrego with a combination here, continuing to control this bout. Getting ready for round 5, Jose Borrego and Hector Ambriz. And let's check in with our unofficial scorer, Marcos Villegas.
Yeah, Chris, so far I have it all up Borrego. He's doing a good job of using his jab to set up the power punches. And I noticed too as well that he knows he has the power advantage in this matchup as he's coming forward and landing those blows. Thank you, Chris.
All right, thank you. And we'll continue to watch closely. There is the support on the screen that our unofficial scorer, Marcos Villegas, addressing moments ago. And the punches landed. Stats that do not lie.
Ambriz doesn't look so like in shape.
Your head.
But he was scheduled for 10 rounds and he knows that. So I'm pretty sure that he's been training and, you know, he likes right there.
Yeah, it looks like there are opportunities for Ambriz to get to Borrego. He's stunned by the left. Ambriz backs up. And Borrego gets inside.
That's what I was talking about earlier. Both guys are backing straight up. This time, Borrego followed him in with a shot. You know, bend at the knees. Drop your knees.
And he switched southpaw to get that punch off. Went straight to the ropes.
Borrego's walking him down, but he stops him in the front. Just keep walking him down.
It's almost like he braces for a punch to come out.
Or a counter punch, right? But tap with that jab, dig it right, and stay right on top. Like I said, get in his chest. I don't think he respects his power too much. Break me right on him. Make it a dogfight.
The left misses from Ambriz. It's as if Borrego is just waiting for that one punch, that one that would add to his knockout total. But he doesn't want to be foolish here, not with the advantage so far through the first 4+ rounds.
He's still outwinding him. He's consistent with that left hook that he's continuing to throw. Ambriz is backing straight up. He's not giving himself a chance to, you know, really engage. So, you know, it's a Borrego show right now.
Yeah, and Ambriz is going to have to gamble at some point.
Well, if he wants a chance to win this fight, yes. You know, Mo, I don't know if you agree with me or not. I think if he just Borrego focused on a consistent body attack, then once he's inside, he'll be able to hit the headshot.
I would like to see him come out of the earmuffs and go to the body.
And right to the body.
Sounds like he heard me.
Yeah. But he hit that body, then he backed up. That's what I'm saying. Stay there.
And get the left.
He's in the southpaw stance right now, and he's landing more shots.
2 lefts landed by Borrego in this round. A left misses from Ambriz. A lot of misses from Ambriz. Fighters with the gloves down. Ambriz dancing away.
This is where Ambriz is more comfortable.
Body shot. Got a shove from Borrego there. And that left misses. But earlier in this round, Borrego did not miss with these lefts. Out punching as that one stung Ambriz. Saturday on FS1, an MLB doubleheader. Coverage 3 Eastern. Pirates taking on the Giants. Then Cody Bellinger and the Dodgers against Christian Yelich and the Brewers. You see it on the Fox Sports app and on FS1. The Twins winners today, 4-3. Ray Mancini, Jamal Charlo, Chris Myers. Nice to have you with us on Premier Boxing Champions live from Minneapolis on FS2. Later the main event, 12 scheduled for 12 elimination bouts over on FS1. That's after baseball. Borrego in white has clearly controlled this bout.
Clearly. And Armory is filling up. Energy is great here.
You know, Borrego did a nice move. And Ambriz tried to come inside, clinch, pushed his head away, Should have followed up with a couple punches, but it's a good move. It's a good boxing move. Guy tries to come in and clinch, you just push him away. Keep your arms, keep them elbows tight, push him away.
Every round unofficially going to Borrego. And dancing away in blue is Ambriz.
Ambriz moves good.
Headlock and a kneel.
Moves good, but he doesn't do anything when he moves.
Right.
You know, you move to the left, move to the right, stop and come back with a couple shots.
These guys seem like they know each other.
Yeah,
they tap gloves more than ever seen before.
Yeah, I was going to say, if Ambriz is the student, I mean, Borrego's taking him to school here.
I wouldn't want a teacher like that.
Before the start of the losing streak that Ambriz is on, he had won 7 straight fights. Those were all in Mexico. But he's 0-4-1 in the U.S. If he goes the full 10 rounds, it'll match his longest fight as a pro. He won a 10-round unanimous decision back in October of 2017. And that was his last win.
Well, we're in the 6th round right now. We'd like to see Borrego step up another level. He can get him out of there.
You think he can?
I think he can stop Ambriz if he put a little bit more pressure.
Yeah, I don't know if he's got the punch still, I don't know if he's not a big puncher, And Ambriz seems to be taking a pretty good whack. He's not coming back with anything. So Borrego's winning the fight, dictating the pace of the fight. But look, if he could crack, I think this fight would have been over by now.
He's hitting flush.
Stop! Keep your head up, man.
For Borrego, the average length of his fights, his 16 pro fights prior, is less than 4 rounds. So we'll see how taxed he is as this one continues. If they go longer than 8, it could be a test for Borrego, despite his dominance so far. The 21-year-old from Mexico. And the local product, who's bringing in quite a crowd, the underdog, even though he's the favorite of the fans here in Minneapolis. Live on the prelim here, the first of a couple we have scheduled. Beginning round 7, Borrego clearly in control, has not lost a round according to our unofficial score.
I can honestly say Ambriz has a chin. I mean, he's been hit tonight.
With 9 losses, Chris, I think Ambriz has only been stopped twice.
Yes. He's been knocked out only one time. Actually, excuse me, yeah, only one time. He has 6 knockouts in his 12 wins.
Good double hook.
Yes, landed the double hook.
But see, that's what I'm saying. He hits him with 2 good shots. He doesn't come in with the powers to bang that body. He goes back to the outside.
It's almost like he's waiting on a big exchange, or he's only really waiting on one punch. He gets 2 shots off and he stops.
And Ambriz has 6 knockouts to his credit. Hadn't shown anything here. It's been an excellent defensive fight for him.
I just expected Borrego, with 13 knockouts,
yeah, I thought
come in and, I thought he would have a little bit more power.
But most of those have come early, as we said. 7 in the first round. So maybe the strategy of the underdog Ambriz was to make this last. Hope Borrego makes a mistake.
Well, Ambriz is the opponent coming in. This guy's supposed to take you and give you rounds, which is exactly what he's doing. And you know, and you get a good, you know, but it's got to take you up to the next level. You know what I mean? At this point, you got to take it to the next level.
Talk about on your bicycle there.
Right. I mean, Borrego's 14-2. I mean, this is a good opponent. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But at this point, you guys 12-9. You should be taking him out.
That's what I was thinking. Ambriz gets on his bike and you know, he's smooth with his feet.
Looked like he may have landed something there. Sweat flying. 30 seconds to go inside of that of round 7. You like a guy who fights with heart, who hangs in there. Ambriz has certainly done that, even though he's been behind the entire fight. Fellow countryman from Mexico. There we go.
He gets hit with a shot that he felt like it was a cheap shot. And
tap glove?
Nothing. Yeah, taps glove.
Oh, that landed.
Round 8. Ya, es round 8. Sí, hay que comernos
Listening
el
into the
tiempo
corner,
ya.
23-year-old Hector Ambriz behind in
ya
this
probaste sus
fight.
golpes. Sí, pero si nos puede chingar si te quedas parado, ¿eh? Hay que movernos. Sí, no te quedes en las cuerdas, porque eso es lo fuerte de él. Vamos. Esa confianza, Héctor, esa me gustó.
Felix, if he's interpreting, he's whispering because I don't hear exactly how he wants to translate what we heard. So what did you get for me, Ray? What do you think he was? What would you be telling him?
Get on that and stay in the pockets. Get flat on your you know, with your punches. You know, sit down on your punches and go out. You know, make it a war. Make it a war.
And he hasn't been able to do that yet. Ambriz behind.
If it wasn't for Ambriz good feet, he probably would be.
He might have been out of there by now.
Yeah, I tell you, we have a punch stat. You know, you see punches landed. Borrego clearly, we should have a stat for the glove taps.
I know, right?
There's as many of those as we've seen punches. The right misses from Ambriz.
And Jamal, I don't know if you look, Ambriz is pretty cute there. You know, he slips, punches, slips. He just don't do nothing afterwards, but he slips pretty good punches. You know, he's not getting hit. I mean, he got hit with some solid shots, but he, you know, he takes a pretty good punch. He makes the guy miss, and he gets on the bike, gives him good angles, moves away. If he would just throw some punches back.
The left misses from Borrego. I tell you, for the amount of punches that have been landed, if I could maybe cut the chin. Ambriz does not look beat up, marked up at all.
I was going to say that. Ambriz's face is holding up well. I mean, he's getting hit with some shots.
And Borrego, who started the fight with those two swollen eyes, he's getting marks on the forehead, around his chin, you know, underneath the eye. He looks like the guy who's losing.
Borrego, who set his boxing idol, was the 4-division champion Manuel Marquez. And
Here in the 8th round, he's still using his feet. I mean, but Ray, do you notice he crosses his feet?
Yes.
Like,
yeah, which Ray's supposed to do.
right, I will. I mean,
does that
look,
leave
see,
you a risk of imbalance?
Well, if you get hit, you're going to go down.
Well, maybe that's it.
Ambriz good moving, he crosses his feet. I mean, look, he moves his left foot first and then followed by the left instead of sliding. So, you know, it is what it is.
Just that Ambriz has not shown any ability to put Borrego in any kind of danger. Some body shots underneath. Uppercut left from Borrego.
Like I said, he's the perfect type of opponent. He's supposed to give you rounds, make it a good fight, which he's doing. I'm not so sure he's trying to win the fight. I don't mean no disrespect.
Okay, so
I'm just saying, I mean, he's trying not to get knocked out, go to distance. He's doing what he's supposed to do.
That left landed from Borrego after Borrego.
I would go right back to it. I would, you know, he hits him with a shot and he admires it.
Instead of finishing, I'm sure he's getting frustrated here. Borrego misses there with the left, and then he comes back, and that left lands. Nothing from Ambriz in response as the bell sounds. seen these lefts from Jose Borrego continue to land.
It continue to land. Like, that's his punch. That's his main punch. He should stay with it. He should throw more of them because it's helping him win.
So, Ray, is he frustrated that he hasn't been able to knock out Ambriz by now? Because we're going into round 9.
I would think so. I would be frustrated. So that's what, as Jamal said earlier, pick up the pace, change speeds, make, go full speed. Put your foot on the gas, man. 2 rounds to go, you better.
Our unofficial score, Marcos Villegas has every round going to Borrego. And the last round was maybe the best for Ambriz, doing a little more boxing.
All right, vamos a terminar este round, okay?
He has the concept down. He's sticking and moving.
Let me ask Marcos, our unofficial scorer, to talk more about the way he's scoring this.
Yeah, Chris, so far, as we can tell, Borrego has won every single round. And that last round, I could see it being a swing round because Ambriz was boxing well. He was moving. He was doing a lot of point shots. But at the very end of the round, I would say the last 30, 40 seconds, Borrego landed a series of really clean power punches that could have stolen the round. And for me, I looked at it as, you know what? He did the more damaging punches throughout the whole round. I'm going to give it to him.
Now, that scoring, I thought 80-72 is a little closer than I would have had to this fight. Do you agree, Ray?
Well, I would think, yeah, well, what is Marcos now? Come on.
He's our unofficial scorer. That's what he does.
No,
I agree with
Marcos knows as well as anybody. He's as good as anybody. I think he's pitching a shutout, though. I just think he's pitching a shutout. Ambriz is doing what he's supposed to do. He's making it a competitive, a good fight.
Trying not to get knocked out.
Right.
Trying to survive it.
Trying to survive it. Give the guy the work he needs. And stays. But he's not moving too much. And he throws 2 punches and he moves back out.
But he has shown that great durability. Oh, that shot landed. His head snapped back on the punch from Borrego.
So when he does turn southpaw, you notice that he uses a little bit of bigger arsenal, throwing uppercuts, come forward a little bit more. He lands better shots.
How about Ambriz? Now he's standing on his first time Ambriz took some shots.
Let's cut it. Just cut it. We'll tape in between rounds.
Calling time. You heard him talk about the tape coming off, wrapped around that left.
Get a scissor.
That's a good time to give Ambriz some rest right now. I would be absorbing rest.
So the only
I can't
way
bite it or something.
you see Ambriz winning this is with a knockout or a knockdown.
Yeah, he's
got to be.
Right. I don't see that.
He's standing right here, so not too loud. We don't want to make a
time in.
Maybe we do.
No, I don't see that happening. But I think he's got to sit down. If he wants to win the fight, he's got to sit down his punches and make a war of it. He hasn't done that all fight. I don't expect him to do it now. So now he's just trying to make a good, finish strong and not get knocked out.
That's what's great. You're always just 1 punch away if you hang in there.
And this Ambriz is the one who's coming out touching touching his glove. So he's the one who's engaging in the respect. So, at the same time, Borrego, he's right back.
Ambriz, the student. Hopefully he's learned a lot from this. He's hung in there long enough.
Look, it's been a good fight. I'm not saying it's been a good fight, competitive in the sense that both guys throw punches, but it's been very one-sided on who's the guy who's landing them better punches and more punches.
Yeah, without a knockdown, it's probably as one-sided as you could be. Without any round going to Ambriz. And only 1 more round after this.
But then they talked about him earlier, going to school, he's going to college. Yeah, I get it.
Oh, that's the left lands.
Well, you want to go to school, you want to stay out of this school right here.
Make that money, get that education.
Well, you're learning from another 20-something-year-old. I mean, Borrego's 21, and Ambriz is a couple of years older.
It's not an ideal classroom.
All right, we'll listen in to the corner of Ambriz, who is going to have to do something big
Muy bien, Hector.
going into this final 10th round.
Okay, the last round.
Último round, mi favor,
The last round, and you got to put a little more pressure.
Vamos a echar agua.
Can you make it a little water here for me?
hacer lo que usted haga. Haga su boxeo, nomás no quiero que te arriesgues, no me abra la guardia, siga moviendo la cabeza y tu cinturón. Sí. Hay que tirarle, Héctor. Si se quiere dar un cierre con él, des un cierre con él. Sí. De huevos, mijo, Estamos bien, Héctor. Muy pelea, muy buena pelea.
Your round is in boxing. It's a little late in the game.
Right. I mean, his trainer is giving him the right game plan, though. But it's kind of late for that.
And Ray, you shrugged when he said, you get in close, go for it, but be careful.
Yeah.
I don't think he can afford to be too careful here. It's the only way he wins the fight. And there's Borrego, who knows he has this fight won. Okay. Unless he does something silly.
This is getting outrageous.
We got a hug after taps throughout.
Right.
Landed punches, advantage for Borrego. You see clearly heavily in his favor, has been from the opening bell.
I mean, both fighters know each other, though. They both from Mexico, so the style is, same.
Similar?
Yes.
You ever fight somebody you really like, Jamal, and want to go easy on them? I mean, come on, you're in there to beat them up.
I don't think that ever happened.
That's why you're undefeated. That's why you're the champ.
There's guys that fought that I really liked. Was friends with, like Michael Chacon, and there's other guys I couldn't stand, but it doesn't matter. It's got to be controlled aggression. When you're in the ring, it's all controlled aggression.
You flip the switch. You go out to win it. And I have not seen Ambriz do anything that says I got to go after this fight.
And being in the last round, you would think Borrego would try to go for a knockout at least. Like, I want to close the fight like in fashion.
Impressively, Ambriz has shown he can handle punches and hasn't allowed that knockout punch.
No, look, Ambriz is getting a little life in him now. I mean, again, he's not a big puncher. It's been a competitive fight. Don't get me wrong, it has been a competitive fight, but it's kind of, one guy's been winning rounds, close rounds, but he's been winning the rounds. But now, I think this is the best round in the whole fight.
Yeah, I think the last two have been.
The trainer just put it on him too late.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he should have been aware.
Oh, he's staggered.
Yeah, he's starting to. Oh, this left landed. He's in trouble. Ambriz is wobbly. He's hanging on. He's just hanging on here. Borrego wants that knockout. A body shot. Ambriz is leaning in. And Ambriz is in trouble in the ropes.
I mean, he's lost every round now, so.
And he's lost this fight.
Referee did the right thing. As long as one hand was free, let him fight.
Ambriz wants to finish, showing toughness.
Ambriz is tough. He has a heart.
Yeah. They're telling him to get on the bike. Move.
He's wearing that bike out he has from the opening round. Ambriz with the left. Taking the left, excuse me.
You gotta pick your hands up though, man.
Yeah, he's tired.
Get the earmuffs, baby, get the earmuffs.
Hurt.
Borrego.
There's a lot going on right now.
Borrego in charge. 20 seconds. Can Ambriz last?
Borrego's going for it.
Jose Miguel Borrego dominating and almost ending this in the 10th and final round against Hector Ambriz. We've seen the left all evening, and this one really stung from Borrego. Jose Borrego at 21 years of age, dominating this fight and was strong in the final round throughout. Ray Mancini, Jamal Charlo, the lefts kept landing.
Yeah, he threw a lot of left hooks and it staggered, and he got the effect that he wanted. I wish he'd have done it sooner. If he had done that type of pressure and thrown them type of punches earlier, this fight might not have gone the distance.
He overused the left hand. It was great. That got him the win.
And Ambriz was never able to put him in any trouble as we look at our punch stats. Surprised even 19% when you look at the percentages landed by the challenger Hector Ambriz, who certainly showed some toughness, some defense, some ability to dance, and the power punches heavily weighted in favor of Jose Borrego. Let's head to Ray Flores and get the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we go to the scorecards. Here are your score totals. Judges at ringside, Patrick Morley, Mike Fitzgerald, CA 100 to 89, and Jerome Jacobo scores the contest 100 to 90. All for your winner by unanimous decision, Jose Miguel Borrego.
Borrego, the decision, this first non-knockout win for him since 2015, his second win by decision in his career. Let's check in with Jordan.
Chris, thank you. You're coming off of a loss, but you got an impressive victory tonight. How good did this feel win?
Qué bien se sintió esta victoria después de venir de una derrota hoy aquí.
La verdad es que se sintió muy bien, aunque no fue mi mejor actuación, pero pues estamos contentos con el resultado.
Yeah, no, we're very happy and with this result today. It feels great to win after a loss today, and it's not the act that I wanted. I wanted more today to show a little more, but we got the victory.
And as you said, you wanted more. You were walking down Ambriz for all 10 rounds. You almost had him out with a big left hook in the 10th. Are you disappointed that you didn't get the stoppage?
Está un poquito decepcionado que no conseguiste el knockout después que ya en el 10º asalto vimos ese gancho que por poco lo saca de la pelea.
Sí, así es. Uno que más quisiera tener el knockout en todas las peleas, pero a pesar de eso estamos contentos porque yo creo que la gente se llevó un buen espectáculo.
Yes, you're correct. No, I definitely wanted the knockout there, but people here, the fans, I'm sure they're happy because they saw a very good fight.